Hi, and welcome to another reading with me, Leenna. So today we're going to be doing a requested read, and this is from, I think it's Anne Mai, who asked if I could read on a future spouse reading. What does my future spouse find sexy and love about me? So what does your future spouse find sexy about you, and what do they love about you? We're going to try and see what it says. I did have a run through with this read with my Patreons because I wanted a bit of a practice with it. So we're going to see how it comes out this time, and please let me know in the feedback what you think. So we got three options for you. We've got Green Tourmaline. We've got some, I think this is Chrysocolla. We've got some Moonstone, and I don't know if we're going to see the iridescence today. I guess not. And then we also have some Rose Quartz. So choose your options 1, 2, 3, or 4, and let's get into it and see what we can find out about what your future spouse both finds sexy about you and loves about you. So let's start with the Green Tourmaline and see what it says. So these are going to be what they love about you. We'll leave it there. And let's see what they find sexy about you. So we've got Unsettled. We have the Queen of Submersibles. We have Appreciation. We have Death. So you may be a Scorpio or have a very strong Scorpio vibe. We've got See-Through as well as Keep the Faith. So what I'm getting from this is that they like that you show your emotions, that you don't hide your emotions, but that you're also kind of a good friend to people. So what they find sexy about you is that you may be kind of very, what's the word? I'm not childlike, but almost playful, or you've got two sides to you. One is very stern and proper, and then the other side is very playful, and that you know how to behave in different situations. They also like that they also find that you are, your figure is very sexy to them. The way you look, the way you carry yourself, also the way you speak. They like that you can stand your ground and that you can give them a run for their money when it comes to sort of holding your own in an argument. They like that you can change, that you can seem to be like two different people. And that you show your emotions, that you don't try to hide what you think about someone or what you think about other people. And they like that they can see you evolving. So they might know you for a little while, and they tend to know that maybe you're a little bit moody, you're a little bit changeable, but basically you're very sort of unpredictable. So they like your body a lot, your curves, or if you're a guy, the lines that you have. They think your eyes are very big and beautiful, and that you're very graceful when you move. You may have very small hands or feet, or you may move in a very sort of graceful kind of swaying motion, and they really appreciate that. They love to see you in long skirts or saris or flowing palazzo type pants, anything that sort of swishes around you. They like that whole kind of flowing kind of way that you move, almost sinuous, because it's sort of, for them it highlights your body and the way that you move. So they also like that you are very mysterious, that they can't really figure out how to approach you all the time, because you see you're a little bit moody. So sometimes they may say something and you may snap at them, and other times you could laugh at them, or other times you could just return the same kind of comment in the same kind of manner that they are. And they like that kind of unpredictability, but it's not instability. They also they also think that you're sexy because you're very intelligent, and you give them something to believe in, or you give them hope, but probably that falls more under what they love about you. So let's go on to what they love about you. We've got the Six of Swords, we've got the Hanged Man, and we've got the Ship. So you're looking a little bit exotic as well. They love that you're a little bit different. You don't quite seem to belong anywhere, but you also seem to belong everywhere. They love that you can travel with them, or that you love traveling by yourself. But they also love the fact that you can be very domestic and very stay at home. But they like that they love you because you can be very insightful and tell them what they need to hear without making any bones about it or causing any dramas. Sometimes you scare them on the sexy side. Sometimes you scare them because you may see through them, but they're unable to see through you, and they may feel so intensely about you that they don't want you to know about it, and they may feel that you may guess it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so they like that you look a bit exotic, that you love traveling, that you can travel anywhere, but still kind of like being at home and doing the domestic things as well. You have a sense of style, a sense of like loving life and living life to the full, and you're very open to new adventures and trying different things in life, as well as your independence. So if you go to a new country, you don't need someone to hold your hand. You'll figure out a way around things. You're also on the move. They feel if they stand still too long when you're moving, that you're going to kind of get out of their reach. So they may hover around you a bit as well. So let's see if there's anything else that they find sexy about you. I think it's mostly the way you move and your body. There may be something about your voice as well, the way you speak, and the fact that you can hold your own when it comes to being intellectual and talking about things, and that you give them a sense of there's always hope for everything and everyone. So yeah, I'm sorry, I was trying to keep it into 2 different categories, but it's kind of all getting mixed up together. So that is what I have for you if you chose option number 1, which is the Green Tourmaline. So Unsettled is one of those love to hate kind of novellas. A little bit of crime there. So they may feel that you can see through to their bad boy side, or you can see through to them having a softer side when they want a different kind of when they want to portray a different kind of image to people. So interesting one if you chose option number 1. So let's go on to option number 2, and we have what did I say it was? I think it was, is it Chrysocolla? I think it is Chrysocolla. One day I'm gonna have to make sure what these are. So anyway, let's see what we have for what do they find sexy about you. So we've got foreigners, we've got organization, we've got the 4 of Leviathans, we've got the Tower, we've got together, and killing time reversed. So they like that they find you taking charge sexy. They find that you are, they find the way you dress, the fact that you may be financially independent, that you look very good, and that you may be in charge of people, or you may be your own boss. They find all of that very, very sexy. They also think you're very unpredictable and changeable. And that you always seem to have everything together. No matter what's going on, no matter what life throws at you, you always seem to be able to come out on top. So they like your hands and your wrists, and they like they like to watch you cooking. They find it very sexy when you cook for them, and like moving around the kitchen and preparing things. They just like to see you moving around or watch you moving. You may also speak different languages, so the way that you speak their language is very, it's both amusing and they also find it sexy. And the fact that you can sometimes sort of lose your cool or kind of throw a little tantrum over something, they just like that. Because they kind of, again, it feels like you're a very sort of petite person, well put together. And if you're a guy, you're kind of like very neat in your looks and movements. And the fact that when you kind of lose your temper, it kind of, you look flustered or something like that, they find that very sexy. They also feel that you're very sort of muscular in a way, or stronger than you look, and you have like hidden depths, and they find that also very sexy. And they like to see you all dressed up as well. So when it comes to what they love about you, yeah, they like that you're either short, or if you're a guy, that you're bald, or that you're bald and short, or that you have like very small hands and feet, very small eyes, or very small nose. You know, you've got like very sort of pointy features or elfin features. They love that about you. And your strength, again, is coming up. That you're strong both in your personality and in the way that you are, and that you're very easy, or that you change very often. You have a magnetism as well. You could be Capricorn, or you could be, or you could even be Scorpio. But they like that you can do all the sort of wife or husband stuff for them. You know, that you take care of them, that you take care of their home, that you cook for them, that you clean up after them. They love all that about you, that they can depend on you for all of that. They also love the fact that you can, even though you're strong, you're almost not quite athletic, but almost like gymnastic, and you kind of move in a sort of a bouncy way, and I think they find that kind of sexy as well. But you're also kind of really grounded, so I think you are much stronger than you look, and you can physically move things around, and you could probably also sort of physically move them. So like if you push them, they're gonna fall. You know, it's not like they'll just take a step backwards or something. They will probably fall down. So they like that you can sort of take charge physically as well. They love that about you. So I think it's your strength and the fact that you seem to be like dynamite despite your despite your physique or your stature, and that you are always looking out for them and always taking care of them, and that you can be very practical, and that you can be very good with the finances as well as the way that you speak. They find that really adorable. So that is what I have for you if you chose option number 2, which was the Chrysocolla, I think it is, the polished Chrysocolla. And you got Foreigners, and this is 2 short stories, one of which is the guy who goes back home once he's successful, and another one is of foreigners who experience something very strange and unusual. So I think you would fall into the strange, unusual, and fun. Okay, so you take care, enjoy, and I hope you meet your future spouse soon. So let's go on to option number 3, the Moonstone. I think we can see a little bit of the glow around it today. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But anyway, let's see what your future spouse finds sexy about you, and also what they love about you. So what do they find sexy about you? We've got the Navigator of Engines, Domination. We've got the Walpole Wear. We've got the Star, a little bit here, a little bit there, and Safekeeping. So they like that you make them feel safe, but at the same time you take charge, and they just find you incredibly sexy in a very physical way. They find you a lot of fun, that your energy is very fun, that your energy is very, that you're very sure of yourself, where you're going, what you're doing, and that you have some unusual ideas. But they also feel that they've dreamt about you, that you're their ideal when it comes to physicality. They like your back, especially your shoulders down to your waist. And they love your sense of adventure. They feel safe with you. They feel that you are a little bit of everything that they dreamt of. So you may be slightly different from what they thought was ideal when it comes to some of your features, but generally physically they may not even know why, but they're just drawn to you, and they couldn't always put their finger on what it is, because it may change from day to day, because you may be changing. You could, this is about shapeshifters. So it's like one day they may love the way that you're dressing, the next day they may love the way that your eyes look in a certain light or something like that. So there's always something different and something new that's drawing them into you, and that they're finding sexy, because you're always kind of changing. You're always doing something different, and you dominate their thoughts. You can fit in anywhere, you can do anything, and you have no fear, and that's a big turn on for them. They also it's funny, they feel, what they find so sexy about you is that sometimes it's almost like you can read their mind. Like, if they I don't know, it could be something that they were thinking about. If they were thinking about, I don't know, I can't think of anything. But it's almost like, if they were thinking about saying something to you or going someplace, you'd kind of send them a message a few minutes later, suggesting the same thing, or asking them if you could meet together at this place they were thinking about. So that kind of thing, that they find very sexy about you. They also like your legs. They think you've got very long legs, even though if you may be short. They like your legs, especially when you run or or bend your legs. So if you curl your legs up when you sit, they think that's very, very sexy. So let's see what they love about you. So these are all upside down. I'm going to read them right side up. So we have the Garden, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So they just love you. Here we have Destiny. So they love that you are all that they dreamed of. They feel that you are all that they wanted, all that you could want. You are the most beautiful, exotic person that they never thought they would ever have in their life. Almost like out of their league in a way, and there you are with them, making them feel safe and comfortable. So they love that about you. They love that you can do so many things and still succeed with them. Maybe you won't be the star, but you will do them well and you will succeed. And you just so serene and so full of grace and harmony that they love all that about you. You make them, on the one hand you're always changing, but on the other hand you're never boring them, and you're still bringing them that stability and sense of wonder and enjoyment in the world. And it's just like I said, it's almost like you can read their minds, or that you're so in tune with them that you both kind of always move within the same alignment. So they love that about you, because they probably never had that with anyone else, and probably you haven't had that with anyone else either. And that it's a strong connection in every way, and that you're always in the same kind of energy. Yeah, so that's actually a lovely one if you chose option number 3, which was the Moonstone. So let's see what we have for our last one for this requested reading. And the Walpole Ware is a paranormal. I guess it's an adventure. It could be a romance as well. And it's set in Western Australia in a town called Walpole. And yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. So if you want to check it out, the person I was thinking of for the guy here is, I think his name was Ash. I don't know, I kept changing it. And the woman here is Stacy, and she's also really, really good heroine. So you take care, enjoy, and I'll catch you soon. So let's go on to option number 4, the Rose Quartz. What does your future spouse love about you, and what do they find sexy about you? So let's see what they find sexy about you. You've got I find myself charmed. You've got the Empress. You've got innovation. You've got the High Priestess, and you've got unconditional love and fear. So they love that you can conquer your fear, that you are you're very different. You are very learned. You know what you're talking about. You're well educated. You are like an all-rounder, but at the same time you have great intuition. You may have some psychic gifts. That you have unconditional love for the people around you, no matter what your circumstances are. And if it's not always apparent, you always find your way back to feeling that unconditional love. And that you overcome your fears. Okay, that's what they love about you, but they also find it sexy. So what they find sexy about you is you're willing to be vulnerable with them. You're willing to take a chance. You're willing to be adventurous and experience new things. That you are a bit of an adventurer or adventuress. It's not that you get bored, it's just that you are seeking knowledge, and you're willing to try different things, and you're willing to learn new things, even though you may fear some aspects of it. They also find your hair very alluring. It could be very shiny, or it could be very curly. For some of you, it grows out in unexpected directions, or it's dyed very unusual colors, or it's dyed like rainbow colors, and they just find it fascinating. And for others of you, they find that you your body is also very sexy to them, especially your tummy and your ribs. You're also very in control of yourself, and you are very rational, and they like that about you. Even though you may have psychic abilities and be very spiritual, you're also very rational. You don't often accept theories or accept ways of behaving that others do. So you don't fall into peer pressure. You know your own mind, and you're very strong in that way. But at the same time, you show unconditional love, and you're a very strong person. So that's what they find incredibly sexy about you. So what do they love about you? We've got the Compass, the Eight of Swords, and we've got Justice reversed. So they love that you always fear, even though they know it comes from a fear of injustice, a fear of being thought to not be fair to other people. They love that you always seem to do the right thing, and you seem to know the right thing to say. They also love that you are so responsible, and that you don't often kind of not just responsible, but you're also controlled, and that you don't often sort of let yourself go, that you're a little bit inhibited. But they love that because they feel it's part of your strength, and they've seen your vulnerabilities, so they can understand where you're coming from, and they understand your courage in holding that control as well. So they really love that about you. They also love your sense of adventure, and the fact that you seem to have a great sense of direction. They never get lost when you're around, or if they do feel lost or are physically lost, they ask you, or they can turn to you, and you'll point them in the right direction, or you'll get their mood up, or you'll tell them something which will make sense. And they always love you for that, because the things that they can discuss with you isn't stuff that everybody else would understand, especially when it comes to spiritual stuff or psychic stuff. And you always point them in the right direction, or you help them find who they really are. You also know who they really are, and they could have a very dark aspect to them, and you may initially be fearful of it, but you do still unconditionally love them. And this is why you're very accepting of them, and you hold your own against them. So they love that about you, that they can be themselves when they are with you without pretending to be someone they're not, and that you still love them. This isn't about abuse where they they'll abuse you and you'll let them get away with it, but they know that you won't judge them for who they are, and that you won't be afraid of them unless they give you a reason to be afraid. And I feel with this pile, they won't give you reason to be afraid of them, because they don't want to lose you, because you show them something that no one else has, which is this unconditional love, and this courage to be with them where some people may not. So they could be quite an intimidating person, your future spouse, or someone who society is not always accepting of for some reason. And I feel it has to do with their spiritual beliefs. So they could be sort of shunned in their in the region that you live for their beliefs, which could be very pagan or Wiccan, or it could be it could be really outside anything else that most of us come across. I don't think your future spouse is hurting anyone. I think they are really quite gentle, because they see you as the Empress, and they're going to kind of take care of you and love you, and not allow anyone to send any injustices, because they know that you fear it, and you will end up doing the right thing no matter what. So very very intense one, this. If you chose the Rose Quartz, I don't know if it's going to be true for everyone. It may only resonate with one or two of you, but it's a very interesting one. And if you want to read I Find Myself Charmed, you can download it for free off Google Play, of Smashwords, of iTunes, of Barnes & Noble, most places except Amazon. And that's because Amazon won't let me price it at $0. So, but it's a short story collection, and one of the short stories that I Find Myself Charmed. And you can find out more about what I meant about that darker secret self, and about what's so charming about you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it answered your question to your satisfaction and and thank you for your request. I really appreciate it, and I hope that all of you enjoyed it, and that you keep those vibes high, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.